use XR, VR, AR, and mainly the younger generation. Please come on stage. So we're just going to put on the fan. We're trying to cool down the room a little bit because I'm sorry about
put it like here.
Okay. Anyone from Manchester in the area? Anyone from Manchester? Okay, so that was... Who was that? So that was Liam Gallagher singing Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds opening track, his opening album. Now, if you know, any Oasis fans in the house? Not that crowd, is it? You know. Okay. Anyway, that was an AI-generated song created by a YouTuber who sampled the lyrics of Liam Gallagher in 2008, post-Oasis, and created their own neural net, released it on YouTube. So it only had 20,000 views. It's a kid in a bedroom, part of Gen Z. We're going to get to that later. And basically, that was created there, and the production values are fantastic. You listen to it again on YouTube. So my name is Mark Ashmore. I'm soon to be a doctor. Yes. Oh, PhD in computer science. Any PhDs in the house? Yes. High five. Let's do this. It's a long old journey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a lightning talk. Hopefully we're going to get through this in about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to open up to questions and answers and discussions, basically. So I'm going to be talking about Generation Z and Generative AI. Emails up there, future artists, Twitter's on there if you want to learn more about it. But I'm going to jump straight into my slides. Thank you. So, Generation Z, who are they? So, born in 1995, the oldest of Generation Z is the age of 27. Anybody know anybody under the age of 27? Put your hands up if you know under the age of 27. So to give a little bit of a checkered history, in academia circles we refer to them as digital natives. That is because they've always known the internet. So if we say that they were born in 1995 and we look to 2023, what have Generation Z experienced? So YouTube, for example, they are the YouTube generation. That was created in 2005. So they'll be around the age of 10. If they're 27 now, 10 years old when YouTube came out. Facebook, 2007, Twitter around 2008. So they're beginning to connect to early social media. Then we have things like the Iraq War, Afghanistan, the financial crash, 2008, conservative government, is it 4 or 5 conservative prime ministers? Boris Johnson, etc., etc. And as you can see, they've had a checkered life, but they've always been connected to the internet. It's been a utility for them. But the younger cohort, those that are probably around 13, 14-year-olds now, are still Generation Z, but they're connected to Roblox, Fortnite, Minecraft, they're in Discord channels, they're creating other aspects of their lives are all digital, but what they're actually doing is they're transcending into a virtual native. So a lot of my research has been on that bridge from being a digital native to transferring and developing into a virtual native. So what do I mean by a virtual native? So we're moving into a world of augmented reality and gamification. So a quick thing, all these little graphics are made on Mid-Journey. So that's an Apple headset there. So augmented reality and gamification, what are the possibilities here? So We've got layers upon layers of meta reality. So TikTok, Snapchat, these are the go-to apps for Generation Z. Really morphing and changing the way that the world looks. We have augmented functions, so you can look at stuff like Google Maps, where that's using augmented reality now, and then we see it in retail, you know, those kind of examples. But this is commonplace now for the usage for Generation Z. And we've got layers of social games, scores, ranking, likes, views, hits, ranking. You've got to be the top, you've got to be popular. Did anyone watch that Charlie Brooker Games Wipe that came out about 2015? So what Charlie Brooker said, the #1 video game in the world was Twitter. Because you've got to get to the top, you've got to have the most followers, the most likes, you've got to have the biggest ranking. So Charlie Brooker, creator of Black Mirror, said the #1 video game in the world is Twitter, which I found super interesting. I was in Super Mario or something like that. So then we get the rise of esports. So esports is currently under consideration to be an Olympic sport, because if they want to capture Generation Z and they want to capture the sponsors who are going to pay for the Olympics, they need to capture that young audience. And that young audience are into video games. And so making video games, esports, recognised by the Olympics is super important to make money. And then if we sort of look what in 2028, we all saw the release of the Apple headset. So Apple have entered the game that Meta have been in for the past sort of 6 years, and have come in and everyone's gone like, you know something, augmented reality is the shit, man, that is it, we're going to be fully behind it. And Zuckerberg's like, I'm doing this for 6 years. So what does that look like in 5 years from now if Apple need to sell as many, put your hands up if you've got an iPhone, or raise the iPhone in the air if you've got an iPhone in the house. Who's got an iPhone? So what if they all turn into headsets? You're all deep in with your phones while I'm talking. I can see people looking at their phones and doing it like that. When we transcend to wearing headsets, now it probably won't be you guys, but it will be Generation Z. That's what the future could look like in 2028. So, as we virtualize everything, we filter everything. And so what do we mean by that? So in the future, deepfakes created by AI are going to become commonplace. You won't recognize the difference. And there are cases now in the mainstream media where they highlight that. But how many people are looking on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and watching deepfakes without realizing that they're not actually real? Music AI. Now I wrote this last week. The Beatles released their last ever record using AI. Paul McCartney announced this yesterday in conjunction with my talk to say that the Beatles are releasing their last ever record, and they've taken John Lennon's voice, mixed it through some AI, and are releasing a new Beatles track for November. Yes. Thanks, Paul McCartney. Segue into my stuff. Michael J. Fox, if anyone's seen his documentary, which is on Apple, it's a very emotional documentary called Still, and it charts Michael J. Fox's life. It's very, very, very emotional. What gave me the idea was that using AI and using the ability to de-age Michael J. Fox and work with him in that way, we could bring Marty McFly back for 6 more Back to the Future episodes. And that could happen, because Harrison Ford is playing the 1980s Indiana Jones Harrison Ford. So, could that happen in the future? Virtual pop stars are commonplace, which means mental health issues. If anyone again has seen the Ed Sheeran documentary on Netflix, and what he's gone through, and a lot of the other pop stars that have gone through stuff, they have to work so hard because the streaming revenues aren't there, so they've got to gig, they've got to tour, they've got to be personalities, they've got to be on 24/7. With virtual pop stars, powered by AI, that's no longer an issue. Which is great if you're Universal or Warner Music, who basically have got shareholders, so it's got to keep pumping that bottom line up and up and up and up, keep those profits going for the shareholders. So that is what they're looking for. And then in social media, we're probably going to see that real images will be marked with an NFT. Because blockchain technology enables you to say where it's come from, give its provenance, and maybe these neural nets will skip the NFTs and not load them into the super intelligences that create the data sets for the AI. At the bottom there is a TikTok filter from 2023. Beauty and fashion are the huge driving force behind these virtual filters, and there's an example of what you're looking at. I'm on Bumble, looking for dates and things like that, and there are filters absolutely everywhere. Don't know what I'm looking at, so deleted that subscription. They lost £30 a month. Okay, Generation Z, are they going to eat your lunch? Well, fear versus opportunity, it just depends what camp that you're in, really. You know, are you a fearful person that's going to steal the jobs and you have to reskill, or is it creating abundance of opportunity for new industries? So I think Joe's going to help me play a video in a minute. And we've got an AI film that was released last week that you might have seen on MIT Review, and we're just going to look at 30 seconds of an AI-generated film. And so Joe, if we could play that film, please, pal. It is cool. Okay, so we'll just kill that there. So what you're seeing is an AI-generated film. It's been marked as a high-quality thing. MIT Technology Review announced it, so you can Google it to check that out. And basically, what it shows is that using generated imagery, using music design and sound design, every tool that was used in the production of that was AI, you can kind of get to an animated film. Now, it's not great. There are issues with it, but if you imagine that you're doing corporate videos or something like that, then your benchmark and standard has just been raised, and it's a lot easier to create that sort of stuff and a lot quicker. So obviously it's not going to trouble Pixar for its lunch, is it? But it's on its way. We're in 2023. So what does this mean for entertainment? So in my research, I've started to look at how entertainment becomes more personalised. What this means is that if you are inputting, say, yourself into a neural net, or if there's a way of uploading 3 or 4 pictures of yourself, and then AI can construct an entire character of you digitally, it then has the opportunity to place you in a scene of a film. Now, it can already do this, render in real time, current technology, put you into a simple scene. A lot of people have mentioned Move It AI as well. Again, a very easy to use application, and again can transfer you and place you into a scene. So who are best placed to take advantage of this technology? Well, it's going to be streamers, so Netflix, Amazon and Apple. And the reason for that is that they're basically computer companies. You probably know that that Netflix has made acquisitions with video game companies. It owns 4 of them, and it's looking at how to exploit that. Disney own about 20 video game companies, and the same with Amazon. They've got a computer games division as well. So it'll be streamers that will personalize the entertainment, and you'll be able to place yourself inside a film. Because they need to drive subscribers, so they need something new and novel, so that you keep paying for your subscription. Or maybe you pay an extra £4 a month on top of your subscription so you can be in the movie. Video game producers and social networks are also going to benefit from this, especially social networks, because the graphs on you, so I've been on Facebook for probably 16 years, they know a lot about us and can personalise content very well, which is why it's all served you in certain ways. If you've ever wanted to be in a band or a movie, or a Wes Anderson film, you know that them memes are trending at the moment, you can place yourself inside there. So that's AI-generated art that I created to see placing yourself inside a Wes Anderson film, and that's what Midjourney came up with for me. So it's not all sort of doom and gloom or anything like that. There are lots of opportunities. So I want to give you these key takeaways. I want to jump into some questions and answers. So we're going to have to learn the ability to create prompt crafts and reality crafts. These are key skills, so how you input to get the AI to give you what you want. That's going to be a new job role. Experience is a really key asset, because you can only write the greatest novel in the world with AI if you've got experience of telling it what to do. So experience is going to be key. People will seek human connection over AI. That will become a unique selling point made by humans. But equally, people will seek AI over humans because they already do. Hanging out with chatbots and computer forums and all that kind of stuff. Now, I counted over 700 AI applications in the run-up to this talk, and basically then just gave up. So the industry is flooded with technology right now, today. So that means that critical thinking and the ability to communicate in a world of noise is going to be really, really important. And Gen Z, referring back to the title of this talk, is a skill that is slightly lacking. And I've been speaking to some university professors. They've had to put on an extra 4th year in classes, which is sort of like the onboarding of how to survive university. Whereas when I was at uni, we were just thrown in the deep end. So AI is here now, and it's been here for as long as computers, really. But in the past 30 years, it's been being developed. But it's only now that you're sort of recognising it. So now that I've said all that, I'm going to open up to some Q&A. There's not any questions. We want to start a discussion going. I think we've got about 3 minutes. Who's brave? Yes, sir.
Sure. Now we're going to go back to back. I know this talks about Gen Z, but I think what I'd really like your opinion on is you've laid the foundation of what's going to happen with Gen Z. What's happening with Gen A? You know, they're the kids who are actually 12 years old. They are the ones at Roblox, they're the ones in Fortnite, they're the ones who are creating and living in these kind of populous worlds. Do you have an opinion on where this leads and then where the next generation following on from that will take us?
Yeah, I mean, that's the real crux of this, is that virtual native. So what does that start to look like if you're living more of a virtual existence over in real life existence? How socially do you interact with each other, with your peers, with your family, with, you know, going to conferences like this? Does everything drift online only, and is that where everything starts to take place in a world of AI-driven content, and you're in your own movies and you're not watching movie stars anymore? So it's a hypothesis, and as a researcher, it's always going to be a hypothesis, but you've got to be open to the possibility that technology will allow this maybe to happen. So to answer your question, that's how I've laid that down. I think we've got like 2 minutes left, so any more questions? Yes, sir, at the back.
Yeah, just to follow up on his question, where you've got like the 12-year-olds watching your kids right now entering the space in both the AI, virtual reality, or mixed reality. What do you think is the future on how to protect them while in that space? Because you really don't know who they're interacting with, and behind the screen anyone can be engaged.
No, completely. So, like sex education in schools, where's the online education? Where's the government policy in place that we can all stand by? And then where's the training for parents to understand everything that's happening? Because when a 12 or 13-year-old puts on a headset or is in their bedroom just playing computer games without their parents being there, unsupervised, for hours and hours, weeks on end, what are they actually consuming? What are they looking at? So I think maybe you have to leave it up to government, or maybe a new policy needs to be created. But currently, right now, there is no framework, so it's zero. So it's up to good parenting, it's up to good conversations and things like that. So I don't have the answer, but I think the policy needs to be created. So, last question, I think. Anybody? We'll wrap up there. So thank you very much. I've been Mark Ashmore, future artist on Twitter. Thank you very much for your time.